What it do, style crew? It's your girl JayStyles, and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, we have this beautiful dress. I'm going to take you along on how I made it. So let's get started.
For this project, I'll be using a 5mm hook and this ball of yarn that I got. I'll link it in my description box below. So these are the materials that I'll be using. So we're going to start this project off with a foundation double crochet. So I'm going to create a slip knot. I am going to chain 3, wrap my yarn, insert my hook into the first back bump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now I'm going to repeat this until I have 35 of these, and this counts as 1. So right now I have 2. Yarn over, insert my hook into the bottom, pull up, yarn over, pull through the first one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. If you don't like to do these, you can chain up 36, go into the second chain from the hook, and you'll have the same result. So I'll meet you guys when I have 35.
Alright, so now that you have worked your 35 foundation chains, we are now going to chain 2, turn our work, and we're not going into this stitch, we're going into the stitch beside it. And for the next 2 rows, we are going to work a normal double crochet all the way down. So you're going to have 3 rows of a regular double crochet. And I'll meet you guys when we get to the end of our second row. So we are now coming up on the end of our second row. We have 2 stitches left. This is our second to last stitch, and we put our last stitch in our chain 2. Now we are going to chain 2, repeat, and work down this third row. So I'll catch you guys when I am beginning row 4. So the beginning of row 4 starts off normal. You're going to chain 2, turn your work, and place a double crochet in your first stitch and work down. When we get to the end of row 4 is when we begin our first increase. So in this pattern, this side will be your straight side. The side with the tail is where we're going to increase. So work this all the way down to your last few stitches. Alright, coming up on our last few stitches. Now we are going to place 2 double crochet in our chain 2, and this row 4 is our increase row. So now we are going to chain 2, turn our work. We will not be increasing on row 5, so of course we're going to skip this one, go into the second stitch and work all the way down, placing our last stitch into our chain 2. Then we're going to chain 2, work our stitches all the way down for row 6, and in the last stitch of row 6 we will place 2 double crochets. So you will be increasing on your even rows and not increasing on your odd rows, just on one side. So here I am ending row 5, chaining 2, starting row 6. Again, this is our straight edge, so no increases on this side. We are only increasing on our even rows at the bottom where the tail is. So I'm going to work this all the way down till we increase on our row 6, and you will be alternating between row 4 and row 5 until row 15. Again, row 15 is a non-increase row because row 16 through row 19 will be just slightly different. Here we are coming up on the end of our increase row, and we are going to be placing 2 double crochets right into this chain 2 stitch. Chain 2, turn our work, no increase on this side. So I'll come back when I am ready to start row 16. Now we're going to begin our row 16. I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, just working down normally. And when we get to the end, of course, our even rows are our increase rows. We're going to put 2 double crochet in the very last stitch. And then for row 17, we are going to increase again. So I'm going to be increasing on the ends of row 16, 17, 18, and 19 for more of a point. That's what I want to do. So we're just going to crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you guys when we're increasing. So here we are coming up on the end of row 16. I'm going to place 2 double crochet in our chain 2 space. I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, and in this stitch, this very first stitch, I'm going to place a double crochet. Because my chain 2 counts as a stitch, this makes it 2 stitches. I'm going to work all the way down, and I'm going to put my last stitch in my chain 2 at the end. So you're going to repeat row 16 and row 17 for row 18 and 19. So I just wanted to show you guys one more time. This is the end of row 18, second to last stitch. This is our last stitch with 2 double crochets, chaining 2, turning our work, and in this very first stitch we're going to put a double crochet, and this will be our last row before we fasten off. So you're going to make 2 panels of this, and for one of the panels you are going to leave a very long tail so that you can sew the 2 pieces together, and I'm going to show you guys that. So work this to the end, and when you're done, fasten off. So this is our last stitch of row 19. I don't have too much yarn, so I'm going to leave a very small tail for this piece. Pull that. And this is how your first panel should look. So you're going to make 2 of these, and then we're going to sew together on this line to make the front portion of our top. So now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make the back portion. Okay, so starting off with a slip knot, I'm going to attach that to my hook. I'm going to take it off my hook, find my very first stitch, starting by the tail. I'm going to insert my hook, grab my slip knot, pull up, tighten everything all together, chain 2, counts as our first stitch, and now I'm going to place a double crochet in every stitch along the back side. So we're going to keep going, and I'll meet you guys at the end. So this is my last stitch. I'm going to place a double crochet in there. We started off with 35, so you should have 35 going across this side. We're going to chain 2, turn our work,
place our first double crochet in this stitch and then work all the way down to our chain 2. So this is very easy, double crocheting back and forth. I did about 20 rows of this for my back. You can do more, you can do less. My back measurement is about 15. Remember that crochet stretches, so if you want to do less, crochet will stretch. You'll have some room, so if you want to do between 18 to 20 for your back, or however many stitches you would like to do. In this tutorial, you're going to see that my color for my back has changed because I don't have too much of this yarn and I want to save it for the skirt portion. So you're going to see a different color for the back. When I come back, we'll be sewing our pieces together. And if you wanted to stop right here and make it a top after we sew it together, that's an option too. But we're going to go on, add a skirt, and make it a dress. So it's very hard to capture everything on camera, but you will have a piece that looks like this. Of course, they're not even right now, but we're going to use a mattress stitch to sew this together. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to sew this together now. So I left my long tail, feeded my needle through, and here we are in our first stitch. We're going to anchor this with a knot. This is always so long. And then we're going to insert again. And this is what's going to make our knot. Insert our needle into the front of this stitch. Through the back of this stitch, and we're going to repeat this all the way down till we get to our point. Just inserting our needle back and forth. If you want to attach with a single crochet, a slip stitch, any way you would like to join, you can do that. I just like this for a more seamless look, so that's what I'm going to do. So as we're building, you can see we're going to pull this together. And I just like the way this looks.
Okay, now I have switched to a smaller piece so you guys can see clearly what I'm doing. So this is what your piece should look like when you've sewn both pieces together in the middle and made your back piece. So what we're going to do is, this is the front side. We're going to fold this over right here, and I'm going to sew up until about halfway. You want to leave a gap so that you can get in and out of your dress. So I'm going to sew up until halfway, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys what we're going to do. Alright, so this is what my piece looks like sewn up halfway. I used the mattress stitch here again, and I just made a knot to close that off. I am on the wrong side of my work, so what I want to do is turn it inside out to start my skirt. So now our project is inside out. We have our point, we have our back, and we will start the skirt in the middle of the back so that our seam can be going down this way. Okay, so this is where I've placed my stitch marker. I just have 3 rows this way, 3 rows this way, and of course my back piece. And then in the middle of my back piece is where I put my stitch marker. So of course it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is just a gauge so that my seam can be somewhat in the middle. So now we are going to create a slip knot. I'm going to move in closer to show you guys how I attach it. So you're going to take your slip knot off the hook. You're going to insert your hook where you've placed your stitch marker. You're going to grab your slip knot, pull through, yarn over and make a chain. And now we are going to put 2 single crochets in one stitch. And then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then 2 single crochets.
then 1 single crochet. I'm going to do this pattern of 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet. I want my skirt to be fluffy, but I don't want it to be too ruffled. That's why I'm not going to put 2 single crochets in every stitch. And it keeps turning, but I hope you guys can see that I'm doing 2 single crochets and then 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet all the way around till I get to my end. So repeat this pattern all the way around so you can make the base of your skirt. So here we are coming up on the end of our project. So I just finished 2 single crochets. I'm going to place 1 single crochet here and then end off with 2 single crochets in here. And then I'm going to take my stitch marker out because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to find my first stitch, insert my hook, pull up, and make a slip stitch. So now I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, and in every single crochet I'm going to put 2 double crochets all the way around. So I'm going to put 2 double crochets in every stitch, and then I'll see you guys when I get to the end. Alright, so we're coming up on the end of our row of 2 double crochet in every stitch. And now we're going to place our last 2 double crochet in this stitch. Insert our hook into the first stitch, pull up, make a slip stitch, chain 2, turn our work. And now the next pattern we're going to do is 2 double crochet, then 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochet, then 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochet, then 1 double crochet, all the way around till we get to the end. So I'll meet you guys back when I finish this row. Alright, so we're coming up on the end of this row. We're placing 2 double crochets, then 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets, and in this very last stitch, 1 double crochet, inserting our hook, pulling up, slip stitching. And for our final increase row, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, place 2 double crochets. We are going to place 9 double crochets into the next 9 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in the 10th stitch we're going to place 2 double crochets. So 9 double crochets in every stitch, 9 single double crochets in every stitch. And then in the 10th stitch, we are going to place 2 double crochets into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in our 10th stitch, 2 double crochets. So this is our last increase row, and then in row 4 we are going to place a double crochet in every stitch until we have the length of the skirt that we want. So go ahead and place your 9, and then in your 10th you're going to place 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Don't forget that. All right, so this is our 9th double crochet. Our 10th gets 2, and then 1, then in our last stitch, placing our last double crochet, inserting our hook, pulling up, making a slip stitch, chaining 2, and now from row 4 until however long you want to make your skirt, I would recommend over 27 rows or above so that it can cover all parts of your body. You are going to place 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. So we're done increasing. Now the length of your skirt depends on how many rows you would like to do, but you're just going to be placing 1 double crochet in every stitch until you get to the end. So those 3 rows are increase rows, and then we're going to have double crochet rows for the rest of our skirt. So this is what our ruffles are looking like so far. Of course, when you add more length, they're going to drop. But yes, when we straighten our piece out, this is what we have. And that is basically how you make the skirt for this dress. So I'm going to double crochet all the way around until I have my full skirt. Then I'm going to come back and show you guys how I add the straps. So you see that I've switched my color. We're going to make a slip knot again to begin our straps. So I really can't give you guys placement of the straps, and I'm so sorry about that because I put this on my body and I figured out where I'm going to put my straps based on where my bra straps fell. So that's how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to take my slip knot off my hook. So now I'm going to insert my hook beside my stitch marker, grab my loop from the back, I'm going to chain 2. This counts as a stitch, and now I'm going to place 5 double crochets in between these 2 stitch markers. So this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Now that I have that, I'm going to chain 2, turn my work, and just double crochet down these 5 stitches to make my strap. Insert into your chain 2, chain 2, turn your work, and double crochet. So I'll be doing this for a total of 28 rows, and then I'll come back and show you guys how I attach it to the back. Alright, so we have now finished our strap, and what I'm going to do is attach it. So we worked up our front way. This is our back side. I found where I'm going to attach it to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this here, but I'm going to turn it over like this so that I can attach here easily. So what I'm going to do is insert my hook, grab my loop, pull it through, make a chain, And now I'm going to slip stitch all the way down. So I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, slip stitch, insert my hook, pull up a loop, slip stitch, insert my hook, pull up a loop, slip stitch, and then where my stitch marker is, I'm going to insert my hook through the last, pull up the loop, and I'm gonna slip stitch. And then I'm going to wrap my yarn and pull my yarn through. And that is how I join my strap. So the last thing in this video to do is make the chain to add right here. And then I'm going to add a bow if you guys want to make the bow too. And then we will be done. So we're going to make another slip knot. And we have not done this in so long, but we're going to just make a chain that's long enough to feed through that back portion. So just go ahead and make your chain. This is how I'm also going to make the bow too. It's just going to be chain bows, and I'm going to tie them together. Now that we have this, we are going to corset in through our back. So I'm going to insert my hook, pull my string through. So I'm going to insert my hook, pull my chain through, and then I'm going to find the other side, insert my hook, pull my chain through, and then I'm just going to keep going. So I'm going to cross them, inserting my hook, pulling the wrong thing, pulling through, and then inserting my hook and pulling through. So I'm just going to keep crisscrossing all the way till I get to the bottom. Okay, so I've chained 52 to make my bow, and we are going to do like bunny ears. So we're going to take one side, make a loop like that, take the other side, make the loop like that, cross them together, and pull through. So now to get the size that you want, you're just going to adjust it. I'm just going to keep adjusting it until mine are even. So it's going to take some playing around and some measuring, but that is how I'm going to make this very simple bow. Alright, so here we have our dress. I added the bows just by tying them to the back so that I could take them on and off if I felt like it. But this is a tutorial, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!